Welcome to the Student Tracker installation instructional video. You should be able to get to this page under www.artemissoftware.biz, and you should have a login and password to access the Student Tracker installation instructions. You'll need to have Java installed, which you can do by visiting www.java.com. You just click on a big button. It's quite straightforward. And then you need to go ahead and create a directory on your computer where the Student Tracker will live. It doesn't have to be called Student Tracker, but that is a convenient and descriptive location. If you don't know how to do that, you open a File Explorer window, click on your C drive, and then click on File, New, Folder, and then you type in Student Tracker here, like I just did. And next, we need to save these two files to that directory, which we can do by clicking on these links. And you're probably using IE, so it might do something weird, but you want to try and save the file out to that location. So I will just go ahead and do that. Oops, there's Student Tracker. I click on Save. If you might want to right-click, that might make it a little easier, and then you'll have something like Save Link As, and then you have to navigate to it, thanks to the wonder of the Windows operating system. So now we've saved our two files there. Those are the only files you need, really. And then here's the tricky part. Oh, and then, of course, watch this video, which you're already doing. So here's the tricky part, is we have to point what's called a data source at the database. The database is a Microsoft Access file. So you click on Start, and this is going to be a little bit different for Windows XP, but very similar. Settings, Control Panel. So go to the Control Panel, and you can't see it up here, but there's something called Administrative Tools, and then you want to click on Data Sources. So if you can't find it that way, then you can click on the Windows Help and type in Data Sources, and it'll probably have a pointer to this window. So then click on System DSN. It probably can be either of these, but go ahead and click on this tab. And then we're going to click on Add, and you want a Microsoft Access database. Click Finish. And then all you have to do is select the database. Now, what's helpful is if you have a mapped network drive to the machine where the database lives, the database being that access file. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate that. If you have it already networked, as I do here, you can just click on the drive and then drill down and find the auditiondb.mdb file, and then click on OK. And then you need to type in Audition Studio DB right here. So this needs to point at the database. This needs to be called Audition Studio DB precisely, and click on OK, and you're done. Now, I already have one set up, so I'm not going to click on OK, but that's pretty much all there is to it. The only tricky part is if you don't have the drive, you have to find the file. That's the tricky part. So another thing you can do is click on this network button, then you can browse the network and find the computer with the file. So I'll simulate that activity here briefly. So here's the only computer on my network, and then I have the C drive, and I could drill down, and if I click on a directory, it's going to ask me if it's going to map it to a drive. So I can walk you through that part. If you can't figure it out, feel free to give me a call. But once you have that mapping set up, then the Student Tracker, the Student Tracker knows where to find it. So then what you can do is go to that directory. Here we are in the C Student Tracker directory, and you can double-click on the batch file, and it starts things up. Oops. There we go. And you can change the look and feel to something touchy-feely. Now, the other thing I wanted to show is that you can right-click this icon, the S-Tracker bat, and you can drag it to the desktop, which, sorry, I'm kind of doing it here in the corner, and you can create a shortcut, and that creates an icon on the desktop so that then you can just double click on the icon on your desktop to start up Student Tracker. That's it. If you have any questions, give me a call. Thanks. Bye.